ELI5. Why is it difficult for the US government to unmask the owners of the Flannery Associates organization buying nearly $1 billion of land near Air Force Base? The government likely does not know the true owners of the land. This will likely change when the Corporate Transparency Act gets up and running on 1/2025. FinCEN could also issue a geographic targeting order regarding property purchases in this area, but I think those are rare and hard to issue. It's quite possible one will be issued for this. Source: I'm a lawyer in the field of ultimate beneficial ownership of property. Oh, I guarantee you the federal government knows who, when, where, and how. Big deals like this near major military installations are always quietly scrutinized by the government, who can step in at any time. They can always stop a sale if they don't approve on the grounds of national defense. Quite honestly, in these deals, it's often government shell companies buying the land up as it comes up for sale, because we have created a vast body of complicated laws that allow rich people and corporations to hide their identities and wealth from disclosure. They just bury the thing in layers upon layers of holding companies, shell companies, and so on, and pretty soon, determining who is at the root becomes effectively impossible. Why wouldn't we let the Chinese spend billions buying land near sensitive installations? After they give us billions of dollars, the government can then seize it on national security grounds, and then sell it back to the farmers who sold it. As its base level, it becomes a stupidity tax on the Chinese. Better question: why did someone call the news to tell everyone they were concerned about this? The whole story reeks. Seems like there is some law that someone once passed with regards to opening up certain records to government inspection, and this is just a scare tactic to get people on board. It's not actually illegal or anything to buy land. The base doesn't own it. The military can get annoyed with something without all the laws of the United States going away. Military isn't just allowed to rifle through documents or seize things cause it wants to, even if it's very annoyed or whatever. I had hypothesized this in another thread. My conspiracy theory is that it's someone well connected with the defense procurement hierarchy, and maybe knows that there would be expansion activities around the Air Force Base, and wants to make a real estate killing when the time comes. The company is probably owned by the government to create a larger perimeter around their Air Force Base. This will give them more privacy to test new technology. Or just a massive coincidence and Flannery Associates is creating a wildlife reserve for posterity. Wow! That sounds like a plot twist straight out of a movie. I think the US government might find it challenging to unmask the owners of Flannery Associates because they could be using complex legal structures or offshore accounts to hide their true identities, because this country is corrupt. It comes down to this: if you were paid $5 million per year to conduct a fracking operation, would you keep your mouth shut about climate change, big oil, and the environmental damage you're doing? I mean, there's no way they don't know. You can find out who owns any particular house just by looking that up with your local government clerk. I've done that just to do a quick background check for PPL on Facebook Marketplace, lol. Let them build on the land and install all of their equipment. Then suddenly lock them out, retake the land, and refund their money. Keep their eavesdropping and spying equipment. Gain significant intelligence on the enemy. When? Probably because the company is owned by government insiders who know from inside information that the government will be pouring money into the base that will make the land value skyrocket. This is basically admitting they are clueless who drives corporate political impact donations. If they can't figure out who exactly is buying land, they can't figure this out, either. They are paid to not disclose that information. Never forget that the government does not give a fuck about you. They want nothing more than control. Never ever trust the government. Why would a spy agency spend $1 billion on land and not so secret, when they could just rent an apartment, or buy a mini mart nearby? This is the dumbest conspiracy theory ever. All they have to do is file an imminent domain notice and wait for the owners to contact them for reimbursement buyout, or they'll get nothing for their billion-dollar land. Can't confirm or deny means has decided not to disclose. Random Redditors are unlikely to know why the government has decided not to disclose this information. Crazy idea, but what if it's not a foreign entity but some US company or ultra-rich buying the land, so there's no need for the government to release their name? They should build one tiny square building on it, and have one guy drive to it in a blacked out SUV with a black suit and briefcase every day. It's the alien buying space to farm humans as a resource, since the deal's deadline with the aliens giving us technology is coming up soon. There's absolutely zero chance that one of the lettered agencies and or those at the highest levels don't know or couldn't find out. It's common knowledge that China has been doing this for years. And yes, our US government is well aware of it. Maybe they just property want to expand wind farms considering expanses of the ones already there. They 100 know. But there's no hysteria that the media can drum up if they say that out loud.